But overall, our national decrease was negative 0.6%. Once again, interesting to see what will happen next month whilst Melbourne's decrease, whether that will continue further, and then what will happen to the national prices. The first one you see here on the graph is the new listings rolling 28-day count, which is the national numbers, and the orange line you see there is the 2020 figure. So actually, interestingly, now that consumer sentiment has been recovering for June and July, more people are putting their houses on the market, even compared to previous years. So the trend is not quite following prior years when listings are low for this time of the year, which is winter. To me, what I call is the frozen effect, right? It's cold, people don't want to be outside, people don't want to look at property. So usually it's a seasonal trend. But interestingly, COVID has actually encouraged more people to put new listings on. However, if you look at the second graph, which is total listings rolling 28-day count, national, the 2020 line is showing that the overall number of listings is still not huge, but it's consistent with the seasonal trend compared to previous years, but it's still slightly higher than this time of the year previously. So do people need to sell? I think that's the first question that may contribute to what you're seeing here. And then in terms of the market forecast, which is why this is these graphs are on this slide, whether the increased listings will make an impact on the demand and supply of property is what we're looking at. Well, the answer to that question is completed by the last graph, which is the volume of national sales. So this doesn't give you the value, but it just shows you how many houses are moving. And essentially, the mobility or the turnover of houses, so they're not sitting on the market, is actually a great indicator of how active the housing market is. As you can see from April, positive trend, May, June, July, it's actually been a steady increase of the volume of sales, right? So right now what we're seeing from a demand and supply perspective is from a demand, so the volume of sales can indicate a little bit of demand. Demand has been increasing, houses have been churning over more, and the number of listings or supply has also increased. So that indicates to me there's a slight recovery in housing demand. So once again, my personal opinion to all of those people that say housing is dead in the water, it's all gonna come crashing down. So far, our data does not show any crash, right? It shows actually, despite all the restrictions, people have done really well to adapt to the new way of looking at properties, inspection, virtual auctions, and therefore properties are still churning over.